Hello and welcome to Writer Rant, author advice in 5 minutes or less because I have to get back to writing and so do you. So this week's episode I want to talk a little bit about repetition. Now, everyone knows that if you really want to make a point, you kind of got to repeat yourself, right? And that's great if you're doing like a presentation, if you're doing something like a PowerPoint at work, or if you're trying to do a seminar or something. It's like, hey, this is the main point I want to get across. So you kind of repeat either the same words or the same phrase over and over and over again just to kind of get it through the skulls of the people who are listening to you. The trick is that when you're writing, while that's kind of a good idea because then your readers can really kind of get what you're getting at, sometimes it can kind of grate on a reader's nerves, and so you got to kind of give your readers some credit with your ideas, right? You need to be a little more subtle because if you're just banging them over the head with it, they're like, okay, I get it. And if you're kind of talking down to your readers, then at that point it's just like they don't feel like you actually think they're smart enough to get it, and so at that point they might hate you for it. And that's just kind of with main ideas. Another way that you can kind of have repetition be annoying excuse me, is through dialogue tags, right? So you have a lot of different characters and each one has their own little saying that they have. And I mean, that's great. It gives kind of some variety so people can see in a dialogue section, oh yeah, these two characters or a couple of different characters are talking together. And that's great to a point. Again, if you kind of overuse it, it can get really annoying. I think for example, like let's take an anime example for instance. So like in Naruto, the main character of that series has his little catchphrase that he does like all the time, and after a while it's just like, okay, you don't have to say that every time. It gets a little annoying. And really what it comes down to is like, okay, so you got characters, they're talking, their verbal tics can be a little annoying, your ideas can be a little annoying when they're repeated. But sometimes like the ideas themselves can also be repeated. And that's where you kind of want to look at, say, if you have two characters who are very similar, they're almost kind of repeats of each other. What can you do to combine those characters? What can you do to combine these ideas that you have that are kind of the same idea over and over again? That way you can kind of cut out some of the fluff of your plot, because, it's like, okay, hey, I gotta establish that this character is a jerk. It's like, well, do you have to do that, like, in 3 subsequent chapters with different scenarios? I mean, I think maybe once, twice is all you really need. But again, that's what I think on the issue there. And so I mean, keep things light, keep things flowing. Again, if you really got to drive that point home, sure, use repetition, but even the words you use, sometimes you use the same word over and over again, people are going to notice, like, oh, that's a weird word, why does it keep using that? So anyways, what do you think about repetition? If you're a reader or a writer out there, do you use it to do something thematically? Do you do something stylistically? And if you're a reader, do you like that? Do you not like that? Leave a comment below, and let's talk about it. And if there's anything else that you really don't like about what people are writing these days, by all means drop a comment below, and I'll get to it in a future episode. So thanks for watching this episode of Writer Rant. I'm Benjamin M. Weilert.